Okay. let's see how this works. Stream should be kicking up here. It has been a while. I have updated OBS, so things might be a little bit. We might have a little bit of a rough start here. We'll see though. Things are live. 9. Okay, there we go. 10 seconds to spare. Sweet. So it looks like everything's up and running. I don't think. Let me see if I could actually see the statistics. I don't remember where the heck they are. Where are they? The window's gone. Why is it so low? Oh gosh. Come on. Let me see. Oh, I need to know when people are in. Okay. So right now we don't have anybody in here, but I'm sure that'll change soon enough. Everybody seemed pretty happy that I was kicking up a stream here. So, I've noticed some things are a little bit different with the stream. Right, you could like see my entire screen now, which is a thing that I did. So hunky dory. Fun for you guys. It also kind of makes it a little bit easier because then I get to run Logic full screen. But I actually do have a different setup right now. I moved off of my 4K screen because reasons. So I'm actually selling it on eBay right now, if you care. So yeah, I have a somewhat new setup. It's been a while. I'm back in the groove of things. And oh yeah, there's people in here. Awesome. Let me go back up to chat so I can see that. Yeah, so I'm going to be completely honest. You might have noticed that last fall, I was doing some streaming, but it was on Twitch, and I was not streaming Logic. And I kind of want to apologize for that, but at the same time, I kind of want to explain why I was doing that. Yeah, I was doing streaming. I was spending time streaming, and I was playing video games. So, like, the question might be, well, if you had time for video games, you're like streaming for a long time. When you're doing that, why didn't you stream Logic? And that's because I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. It was a really tough semester last semester, so I needed some breaks. And when I stream games, it's much easier for me to relax because I don't have to worry about like explaining things. I don't have to worry about having a setup for things to do, like a schedule and things like that. It's just kind of like something I could chill a bit more. So I kind of apologize that there was a lot of time burnt playing video games, but at the same time, it was kind of because like, I'm not going to lie, this right here is a little bit stressful. So, hey, Farmer Chicken, and it's Andre. Welcome to the stream. I'm sure we'll have quite a few more people filing in here later. But yeah, you guys are pretty early here. So yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It was a lot of time kind of wasted there, but it's like if I wasn't playing games / streaming games, whatever, I wouldn't have been doing Logic anyway because it's just like at the end of the day, I don't want to be like, okay, now I got to pull up a stream, and I'm gonna like, sure, it's fun to make music, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's a lot of like, it's kind of stressful, like having to manage this and having to, like have ideas, explain things, watch a chat, questions. So it's mannequin. Yeah, just the same on Twitch. So that's why I did that. It's just like I have fun with streams with you guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's awesome. But there are times when I just can't like set up the whole production for a stream. And that's kind of what it was last semester. So, yeah, I play Overwatch and CSGO. That's kind of like, that's what I do when I play games mostly. I don't think I play anything else really. So, yeah, that's the deal there. And I feel bad about it. But at the same time, I kind of wanted to be honest with you guys and let you guys know what the deal was and why I was doing that. And kind of like my perspective of it. So you guys would be aware. But yeah, that's the general idea. And speaking of new things, one of the things that I would call it a New Year's resolution, but it's really not because it happened before New Year's. And it has to do with the way I produce music. And I remembered something that I had forgotten for a long time. Because one of the other reasons I wasn't streaming last semester was because I was kind of like, artistically dead. I had no, like, whenever I went in, I just had no idea what to do. I was like, this is like, I'm hitting notes and I'm like throwing stuff out in Logic, and like if you gave me a track to mix, I could still mix it pretty damn well, but like I wasn't like being an artist. And while I was just walking around the house doing some chores, sweeping and stuff, it hit me, and I remembered something that I had forgotten. Like, it was funny because I put it in a video and I told you guys about it, but I had forgotten it myself, and I kind of feel like really bad that I forgot that. Is that when you write a song, you need the song to be kind of like a story. Like your song is gonna talk to people, and it needs to tell them the right thing. A great one of the things that kind of jogged my memory on this was Hans Zimmer is doing a masterclass, and that's like how he starts out the video. He's like, whenever you write music, it's a conversation. So you have like a question and answer, and then like and things along that line, or things along those lines. So I had forgotten that, and whenever I was making a track, I'm like, okay, I need to make a deep house track. How do I do that? Like, okay, well, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll do this, we'll follow all the rules. And that's why I was like artistically dead. I was not like making music. I was trying to follow some sort of formula to come out with a song. And that's like, I'm not going to lie, that's like a dumb way to do it. Yeah, it can be done. You can create tracks, but that's where you get generic tracks. Like, that's where a lot of people say, mainstream is bad. Like I tell a lot of people, whatever people are sending me songs, most of the time when I get a song that sounds mainstream, whenever I say that, it's a good connotation with it, because it's like you're doing really good at fitting your songs into what a lot of people will like to listen to, because it kind of like fits a genre and it sounds like it's in that genre. It sounds professional. But then again, there's that aspect of mainstream where it's like, okay, you followed the mainstream formula and you came up with a song that was mainstream, but it's so mainstream, it's generic and lifeless. So that's what I had been doing for like the entirety of last semester whenever I did hop into Logic. And it was kind of like, it was really disappointing. Like whenever I came in, I wanted to like, just have some fun in Logic, but it in the end, it never amounted to anything. It was really disappointing. So yeah, when I remember that, I'm like, that's right. That's how I used to write songs. And I'm like, it's like, let me pull up. The funny thing is, all this stuff that I'm talking about when I used to do that was ages ago. And I don't mean like my first songs on Mannequin. I mean back when I was doing Surreal Panorama, like this stuff. I think okay, so this remix here was kind of like inspired by Zed. So I was kind of like, okay, I want this really cool like epic sort of glitchy sound that could kind of happen. So that's where that one came from. That one was kind of like when I started to move over. Let's see. What's a great example here? There's a lot of remixes here that are kind of like when I was transitioning to EDM. So I think this is it, I think. Yeah. I wanted this to sound kind of like spacey. Like it's in outer space, some sort of like epic space battle. And then this is like the other half of it, which is completely different. So it's kind of like supposed to sound like, you're in outer space and you're like encountering aliens and you're fighting with them in like a spaceship battle. That was like the idea there. And then this one is supposed to be actually like a very, like the tone is supposed to be very sobering. And I can't say I like any of the ones with vocals because I suck at vocals. But it was supposed to be like the tone was supposed to be kind of like dark and sad, but at the same time, like not entirely. Making sure nothing's clipping here. Definitely not. No, get away. The world's in brilliant shades of green. Navy water. So it's like supposed to be a very like kind of like sad tone. Hey Ride, welcome back. And Davichi Music also. Yeah. EDM is kind of you're kind of right. It's a little bit of a predictable story. But at the same time, like there's a lot you could do with it. Kashmir really shows that. um, so there's that one, and like these ones as well. Like when I was first starting, I was kind of just like, I think I named them after I made them, but it was because all of them had like a specific like vibe to them that I could really distinctly pull out. So so that's like that was like what I had when I first started out, and I kind of like lost it as I was going through. But then when I went and I started doing like my stuff with Mannequin, one of the things that I realized, the reason why I liked vocals so much is because I could pull something out of the vocals. I could get the tone, and I could like create a new like I could get the tone of the vocals and create a new feeling out of it. So I don't know what a great example here. This one is an example. Verge is actually it's actually a pretty good example too. It's like it's supposed to be. It's hard to explain it, but yeah, it's hard to explain it. But this tone I had very clearly in my mind. It's like yeah, I can't. Unfortunately, I can't use words to explain it, which isn't exactly bad. But yeah, like each time I had to tone to it. Ride. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure what we're gonna do today, but what I'm talking about right now is how like each song kind of needs like a story behind it in some sense. Like you need to be able to like have it in your mind what you're writing. And it's not just like, okay, I'm writing a trance track or I'm writing a deep house track. It's like what kind of image are you trying to convey? So that's what I'm talking about right now, and that's kind of what I'm going to try to do throughout some of today's video, just because it's like I strayed away from that, and I really feel bad that I did. Like this one is kind of one where that brings it back. It's called The Seventh World, and that's a vocal mix there. Let me just pull up one without vocals because I think I already showed you guys this. Crap, I didn't save this. I want to come back to this. We'll call this whoa, Logic Draft 1. That's a nice generic name. that'll really help us. Okay, so here we go. Seventh World. Close. So Seventh World is like, I came up with the name before I came up with the track, I think. No, I came up with the guitar part, and then I came up with the name, and then I came up with the rest of the track. And it actually like inspired the vocals as well. So it's like it's beyond genre. It's more than that. So this is the vocals. We'll mute those really quick. A lot of you guys have probably heard this. It's trying to like invoke a surreal world, like you're seeing something and you're not sure if it's a new world or if it's just the world that you're in, but you're seeing the beautiful side of it for the first time. That's what it's supposed to be like here. So like you're just kind of looking around here, like in awe at everything, and then you start to explore right here. So that's the idea, and that's what really spurred the song on. And I couldn't have necessarily told you that while I was writing it, but that's what I had in my head. Now the interesting thing is, this next section's not quite as good, because this section is where I started forcing it. I started trying to come up with music instead of an idea. I mean, it sounds good, like it sounds musical, it sounds like it works, but it's not as impactful as the rest of the track. So, yeah. Hey, Andre, welcome. Sorry I didn't welcome you. That I saw that a minute ago, but I was on a roll for talking. So, yeah. I never think about what genre you're making. It only limits what you're making. That is kind of true. But at the same time, it's like, this isn't genre. It's something different. It's like, what image do I want to have? Because you could have the same image in like 4 different genres. It's just like, it's like you know, a writer that's writing a book can they can choose the genre of their book, but whatever the genre is, they could then choose this image they wish to invoke. And whatever it is, they have to choose an image because it has to be there in order for the book to invoke an image. You can't just like write about stuff. Like that's what makes the classics. If you what is it? Crime and Justice. That's one of the books I really like. It's so weird. It's not because it's a good book, really. Like, I wouldn't say, oh, that was a great book. It had its ups and its downs. It's just like the image it invoked while I was reading it was so strong. It was insane. And it just like had me hooked because I was there. And that usually doesn't happen when I read because I don't read a lot. Andre Records. Is it weird to pronounce that right? Please do a tutorial on how to make an Axwell/Engrosso track. No. So that's that. Two of the things I will probably never do on my channel is how to make a track in the style of someone or how to make a synth that is like a replica of another synth. Those are the two things that I don't like to do. Now it's good to try out on your own, but I'm not going to make a tutorial on that because if people just follow the tutorial, they try to copy things and it's not a learning process. So yeah, that's not really going to be it. Hey Arrow, welcome back to the stream. It has been a while. It has been so long. So, yeah, like very long-winded, but just talking about like what I've done and, you know, cause what the hell, I'll show you the vocals. So it kind of, once again, heralds back to the idea of having a story, having an image. No problem. Dude, that's why the chat's here. One of the things that's kind of funny is, some of the new people that hop into the stream are like, oh my gosh, he responded, or can you please respond to things like that? Come on, dude. There's not a ton of people in here. There's like the chat is here for me to talk to you guys. Like that's why I stream. If I do recorded videos, then you know it's a lot less interactive. But here, like, if I don't get your question, wait until I'm like looking at the chat, like, or not necessarily looking at the chat, but when I'm like answering questions from the chat, and then throw it in there because chances are I might have missed it. Usually I try to answer everything. So, so if I don't answer yours and I skip to someone else's after yours and I don't say I'm coming back to yours, then go ahead and just ask it again. So, yeah. What do you think of Kirby's drops? Unfortunately, I don't know him by name. So, and it's been a while since, oh, that was one of the other things I want to mention, but I'll talk about it in a second. Yeah, I'm not really on top of the newest stuff. I'll talk about that in a minute. Yeah. Okay. So what am I doing? I'm talking about, I've said this a few times. I'm probably going to say a lot more throughout the rest of the video. I'm trying to create a image with my music. And I had forgotten that for a long time. And I'm talking about how this track meant so much to me. And I didn't really know why, but it was because I was doing that again. And a lot of my other tracks lately, like, I mean, for the past year, not just lately, have been like, they've been dead because I haven't been trying to draw an image. I'm just like making music and it's dry because of that. So that's why I'm going to play this again, but this time I'll have vocals. This one makes an image and it's called The Seventh World because like, it's kind of like, if I could put into words what I'm trying to draw here, that's what it would be like. And it's like, okay, is the seventh world some other world or is it our world? Like, is this new? Is it old? And I'm just seeing like, I'm seeing the beauty in it for like the first time or whatever. So that's what I'm doing here. And I'm going to play this one more time. You guys can take a listen.
The sky is only falling when our children fall asleep, and they won't come to meet us when they're left counting their sheep. Can anybody hear us? We need someone to speak and tell us when we're broken, then help us to our feet. Take me to your only place of broken dreams. So
So yeah, as I said, this area like is where I kind of started forcing it. But right before that, I actually made this area. And this area once again harkens back to Harold's back. Well, I don't know what I'm saying. Whatever. It calls back to the image that we were like beginning here. So and then we get like this sort of glassy sort of sound. It's clipping badly. So yeah, it's clipping badly because I have a rough master on it because I was just trying to get the levels up when I was going to show it to somebody. Um, but yeah, like this is back to the sort of image there, which is why this one kind of like it sounds okay, but it feels like it feels a little bit off, like it's not really there. And I was wondering why I couldn't really feel it there, and that was because it was straying from the image. So, hey Christian, I don't think I welcomed you, and I apologize for that because I was talking and talking and talking and talking and talking. But yeah, thank you for the thoughts there, and everybody. There are 2 people to keep an eye out for since we have a lot of new. Actually, like how many people are in the stream? 13. Oh, that's cool. So yeah, if you see Christian Eld or why am I? It's Alex something. I can't remember. Why can't I remember? AMX. It's AMX is his artist name. Alex something. I can't remember his last name. But anyway, they're in chat. Yeah, AMX and Christian. These 2 are mods, partially because they're people I trust and they could be mods and whatever. Because you know something. I trust their judgment if they want to remove something because it's just someone spamming in chat. Also, they're great producers. They're really good producers. And they're much like they're much closer on their way towards a career in it than I am, partially because I'm not really going for a career in it. But yeah, they're really good. So if they give feedback when we're like listening to people's tracks, listen to their feedback probably as much as you listen to mine because they're really good guys and they know a lot. So yeah, Happy New Year, Semper. And I did not use sculpture in this. Actually, while I was playing this back, I looked. Sculpture is one of the things I really want to use, but it's so freaking hard to use because it's so convoluted. Like, to be honest, I thought most likely if I used sculpture, it would have been here, but this is actually massive. And it's kind of funny because I bought massive and I'm like, maybe I should just resell it because I'm probably not going to use it that much. But like, I think this is one of the only project I have massive, and this is the only track right here that I ever use massive, and that I've saved it. So like, if I got rid of massive, I would lose this, and I really love the sound of it. I don't want to get rid of it. So. Yeah, actually, this is right here is I was trying out expand because I got expand. It was $1. I tweeted out about it back when it was $1. So I grabbed it and I was like, what the heck, we'll try it out. And I was actually really impressed by this guitar sound that they have, which is what I used for the basis of this track. And I did a lot to this. I mainly like, it sounds like this usually. Which is pretty good. Let me turn off the reverb. So it's just a pretty simple guitar, but one of the things I was trying this this Neve preamp modeler, and it kind of like gives it a lot of crunch. So like it kind of warms it up a bit, and then I added stereo delay here. This is actually, I added it after the fact. I'm pretty sure. But it's a really nice delay that I have going here. It's kind of like a ping pong, but not really. So we just have a quarter note and a eighth note. It's very simple in that regard. And we just have some feedback and then output mix. It's got a lot of delay on it. And what ties it together is this phaser. And this is what I really want to try. I wanted to try a phaser on a guitar. Well, thank you for hopping in, Christian. I'm glad you got to hop in for a few seconds, if nothing else. So, good to see you. So that phaser is what really does so much for it. So yeah, it's actually like it's pretty far off from the original sound there. It sounds so dreamy. I love it. But yeah, sculpture is impossible to make a replicated sound, pretty much. So like if you want to make guitar sound with sculpture, just forget it. Sculpture is used for creating things that sound like weird physical instruments. So like you're like, okay, I want to create something that sounds like I'm scraping a glass bottle. Then you could kind of do things like that. Sculpture is pretty darn hard though. Okay, anything else? What did you use for the first track? Oh, I'm assuming you meant this one. So yeah, I went over that one. Let's see here. And then otherwise, it's just like, it's pretty simple throughout. We have just a pad going. Oh, okay. I remember there were two things I was going to talk about. Oh, not there. So then there's the bass. This is actually, I wanted a bass, like deliberately for this one, I wanted a bass that was similar to the one from, what's that? It's by Doro. 5 Hours by Doro. I don't know. I can't talk straight right now. I'm slurring a bit. I will try to be a little bit more clear here. So yeah, that was like the intended bass line there. It sounds very similar to it. And that was kind of what I was aiming for. So then we have this, which is it's just ambience. And it does a lot for that. And then we have, this is basically a duplicate of this one, but I did a little bit more to it. I think I added some reverb and distortion on top of it so I could kind of get it to sound a little bit different in the tone. And it's much higher than the other guitar. So it's kind of, these are just like ambient sort of things that we're doing here. So pretty simple. Yes, I will be streaming more, hopefully. The intent is to have streams on Friday from now on. I should actually have time to stream this semester because I have no classes at all on Friday. So that means I should have some time to do streams. Ideally, I'd like to do 2 streams on Friday, one in the morning and one in the evening. So I should catch everybody. And like, if you can't make it to one or the other, you could probably make it to a little bit of one and a little bit of the other. Cause they'll be pretty far spread out there. So that's the hope. However, it depends on how hard my school load is this semester. This semester, I have like 4 upper division classes. So theoretically it would be hard. However, I have heard that 2 of them are ridiculously easy. So it may just end up being, like an average workload from what I've had in the past. So we'll see. But the hope is that I'm doing more streams on Friday. So yeah, there were 2 things. Let me go back here. There was, just so I mentioned the right person. Who was it? Yo, there was a dude that said he figured out, here we go. Farmer Chicken. Yeah. Somehow you figured out how to do sidechaining and it makes them 1,000 times better. Oh, actually that's 10,000. Or 1,000% better, I guess, which would actually be, yeah, it's 100 times better. Math, man. Yeah. Oh, you've been relying on compression and mastering. Oh, that's why. Yeah, because I remember that for some of your tracks. Like it was like, you know, it kind of felt that way. Yeah. So one of the things that is really cool is, and I'm actually doing it in this one. Close, don't save. So this one here, you have to, one of the things you have to learn to do is play with lengths of things. And I didn't know this for a long time. Like, people say trance is so hard because you got to keep the reverbs from getting mixed up and, you have to like really control those. And I was like, no, it's not. That's like, and the reverb isn't too hard. You just have to get it to sound good. That's not really true. One one of the things that Steve Duda talks about, he's the guy that made Serum, and he's also done productions with Dead Mouse, and otherwise he just does great. Like he does professional mixing works with I think a lot of well-known bands. I'm not 100% sure on that one, but yeah. So he knows a lot about mixing, and one of the things that he really advocates is that you like you don't just worry about your mix in terms of like at a given moment do things sound mixed together, but you also have to consider like do things blend into each other. My remix of What You Desire, which I probably am going to post on YouTube because it's not on my SoundCloud because SoundCloud is a butt now and you can't put remixes sometimes. So I'll probably put my What You Desire remix on YouTube so it's accessible. You could find it on Indaba Music, but it's kind of convoluted. So yeah, anyway, the kick on that one was too long and it kind of hung out and it didn't sound right. And that was because like you need to consider the duration of things, and sidechaining is all about that. It's like, okay, are we going to cut things short to make space for other things? So hey, Train, welcome back. I didn't notice you hopped in here. Awesome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, no problem with the tutorials and all. I wanted tutorials, so I was like, you know what? Let's do that. We'll make tutorials for people since I wanted tutorials. And it kind of worked out. So no problem. Yeah. So that's like one of the really important things to learn. And I would say it's an advanced mixing technique because it has a lot less impact than just learning to get things to fit at any given moment. So like, is your synth on top of the wrong thing? Do you have your kick drum in the right spot? Things like that. Once you get those down, you could start going for like this temporal mixing. So like, you have the things that are right length because it's a lot it's a lot less impact. So it's something you should focus on second. But yeah, really cool thing there. So yeah, that's where Christian was at, Train. He's like, sorry, I gotta go soon, but it's nice to see you here. Yeah, hopefully I'll be having more streams on Friday. So things should be a little bit more regular here. Hopefully. I probably won't be able to stream this Friday, though. We'll see. I might be able to do one in the morning, just because the way things are working, like, and the fact that I'm still technically on break. So my family kind of wants me back on Fridays. So anyway, so yeah, one of the other things I wanted to talk about, this is kind of unrelated, but also kind of related to the thing I was mentioning at the very beginning here. For those of you that missed that, I did a whole rant about it before, so I'm not going to spend time talking about that again. But one of the other things is it had been a long time since I took a break from music. And I don't mean just like, take a quick break and, come back and then start producing again. What I needed was like a long break, because when you give yourself a long break, it kills all your production habits. And that's almost always a good thing, because all the things, like all the positive things you learned about production, those are what's going to stick. You're going to remember what's right. You're going to remember what sounds right. But you're going to break all those bad habits that kind of build up, and you're like, okay, whenever I do something, whenever I add a track, I throw reverb on it first thing. You probably shouldn't do that. Like you should listen to it first, figure out what it needs, figure out how it sits in the mix, and then maybe like EQ it first. And then, then you'd put some reverb on it. So like you break those habits that kind of build up. And by like not doing any production last semester, I kind of did that. Like I got a chance to listen to other styles of music. I really shifted my listening habits. I haven't been listening to EDM for a long time. So if you ask me about latest artists, I'm not going to be able to answer questions very well because I've kind of been out of loop with EDM. To be honest, I've never been on top of the scene. If you want like opinions on artists, I'm not the person to ask, because I know the people I listen to and that's it. Like I don't actually follow news regarding most of producers. So I'm pretty behind in that regard usually, but pretty much last semester I stopped listening to EDM for the most part. Anyway, that's not actually, I did listen to quite a bit of Porter Robinson and Madian, which I hadn't listened to much, if at all, before, because, oh my gosh, Shelter by Porter Robinson and Madian is just like, that's good stuff. Like, that song is so good. It's like, Yeah, so good. But yeah, like, who do I listen to? I guess like, let's talk about a lot of the stuff I've been listening to. So as I said, Porter Robinson, Madian. I've been listening to. Last semester I listened to a bit of rap. So like, I can't remember the names. Like I know there was obviously some Eminem in there. Not obviously, but there was some Eminem in there. There was some. What's his name? Something Easy, I think. Oh, can't remember. He did the song "Me, Myself, and I." I can't remember who it was. Me, myself, and I. G-Eazy, yeah. I've listened to G-Eazy. BB Rexa. I've listened to some of her stuff as well. And that's just on the rap side. I've also been listening to a lot of acoustic stuff. So, He Is We is a big one. And I can't remember most of the names of the rest. I've been listening to some Taylor Swift stuff because that pops up as well. I don't know, like what else have I been listening to? I've been listening to a lot, and I don't do a good job at following like the names of the tracks. So it was like very very broad in what I was listening to. What else? I was listening to some deep house, tropical house, as usual. Just some pop in general. Yeah, a lot of pop. But I really just like I listen to so much, and I don't remember. I don't remember half the names of the artists. So yeah, man, it's like at the tip of my tongue. There was another country artist I was listening to, but I can't remember. He Is We is one of the big ones, but when you do that, it breaks your mind to the mold of EDM. Like you don't have to. You're not trapped by EDM anymore. Kind of like I don't remember who mentioned it earlier. Let me see if I can pull this back up. Oh yeah, Farmer Chicken was the one that mentioned it. Like EDM is kind of limiting in some regards because you could easily get trapped in the EDM mindset, and then you just like you don't really know what to do because you feel like you've done everything already. So when you stop and you listen to other things and you take a break, it really like it opens up your options, it opens up your technique, and so many things like that. So that's one of the big things I did as well. But this is kind of an example of what I was messing around with before the stream to kind of like illustrate what I was talking about at the beginning of the stream. So like this right here is not supposed to be anything impressive. It's just supposed to be like a tone of New Year. Okay, so what do we really think about New Year? We think about like kind of a celebratory and starting fresh sort of thing. So it's kind of supposed to be the tone of it. And this is one of the other things I came up with. So that kind of sounds like some of the, not so much, but some of the future bass stuff. Kind of like if you got future bass and you mixed it with some of the 2012 house style, like why are their names escaping me? Axwell and stuff like that. Yeah. I'm not good with names right now. So yeah, that's kind of like what that ended up sounding like, but I wasn't trying to be like, okay, what if I did Future House and Axwell? That's not what I was thinking. I was thinking, okay, so let's try to come up with something that's like kind of sounds like bright and happy, and this is kind of what we came up with. So that's what I was going to do today. I was just going to try to continue off that trend, and it's a lot harder when I'm talking, I'll be honest, because I have to like I feel a lot more like forced to get something out, so I don't have enough time to, or I don't feel like I have enough time to experiment. So, and do want to put this out there as always. If you ever have any questions, go ahead and just throw them in the chat, even if I'm not on the topic and I'm like talking about something completely different, because I'll get to it later if I don't get to it like immediately. But yeah, it's there's always the opportunity there for you to do that. So for now, I'm just gonna hop through and find a kick drum because I need a kick drum. And that's not actually like an excuse to burn time. Sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes it's actually just an excuse to burn time. It's like, oh, let's find a kick drum. I want something with like a nice. What was I listening for? Come on. I want something with a nice click to it. Kind of like that, but I hate the bass. All these have tails that are so long. What root note are we on anyway? That's F sharp. Yeah, it's gonna be hard to find something in F sharp anyway. Okay, you know what? I'm tempted to stack this kick. Let me see what it sounds like when I filter out. If I filter out the low end, because the problem is like the distortion that was applied to the kick is leaking. Actually, that'll work perfectly. That's the top end I want. So, kick high, and then let's find something else to put under it. That's actually pretty good. I like that one. We'll go with that. So then we could stack them. So let's duplicate this all. I wish there was like an easy like repeat on every quarter note. I mean, I could just like freaking turn it into sampler track and do it that way, but I don't like sampler tracks for audio for some reason. It's just like, I don't know. I don't like it for whatever reason. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to create a track stack. Yeah. Oh, I need to stop slurring my words. It's going to get hard to understand me. Okay, I'm seeing some stuff for the chat. Oh, okay, cool. Arrow. I'll get to that in 1 second. Let's see. Kick. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add this little... we're not going to do any processing individually unless I really feel we need it. I think we'll try to stray from that for now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add a volume shaper. This has been like one of my favorite things to do ever since I saw Steve Duda doing it, because I was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I ever think about that before? Don't compress your kick, because then you run into problems having to deal with compressor. Just do this. Use a trimming preset or something, or like if you have LFO tool, it's pretty easy as well. And then you just go like something like that. And it gets rid of like a lot of the extra tail. You notice the interesting thing too is that it doesn't sound like we shortened the kick. It just sounds like we tamed the tail a bit. Now we could actually shorten it if we did something like this. And we could actually like move this around, put that there. So like that actually shortens it. But what we'll do instead, we'll go like this one. For now. I might actually tailor it specifically. Oh, Command R? Command R makes stacks? Here, let me try that. Nope. Maybe I'm hitting the wrong button. Eh? Nope. No, I can't do it. Okay. Whatever reason, that's not working. So, where was I? Okay, so what interface do I recommend? Now, right now, I'm using the Tascam US 1200. However, it's a little bit big. That's the only like, repeat what? That's the only caveat to the Tascam US 1200. I'll pull it up here so you can see a picture of it. Is it's a little bit big. US 1200. over here. It's taking a minute. There we go. The US 1200 is rack mount, so it's like, I don't know, kind of hard to like show that there. But get out of my way. All these windows are popping up so slow. But yeah, it's like about yay big-ish. So it's like flat and pretty long. That's the one caveat. And what I would suggest you just keep an eye out for it, because I got it for $70 and it sounds amazing. So that's a really good recommendation there if you have the space. It's got quite a few inputs, doesn't have too many outputs. Now, one of the things that I can't unfortunately talk about with too much certainty is the what is it? It's a Behringer Euphoria UCM 404. That's what it was. Yeah, UCM 404 HD. So, unfortunately, I can't speak for the sound quality of this. I wish I could. I'd really like to try one out and compare it to my Tascam US 1200. But I don't have one, and I don't plan on picking one up anytime soon. So, the thing is, this one is $100, and it runs, okay. Command R repeats. Oh, okay. Okay, now I see what you're saying. Yeah. So this one, you can see it has 4 microphone ins as well. And then it has like a little bit more like more obviously laid out configuration, because these are just like the preamps, and then you have like these ones have like buttons for if you're going line in or if you're going straight from a guitar. So that's kind of like they're split up a little bit differently. These ones, however, they have individual controls for each. And what's more appealing to me potentially is the outputs. It has quite a few outputs. So it has the XLR and TRS for the main out. And you could also have these other outputs here, which are the playback outputs. You could have this left, right, and left, right. So you have a lot more output options. And these are just some inserts for more input. But it also has MIDI as well. So it's kind of tough to be able to really suggest this one, just because I had a Behringer mixer sort of audio interface thing before, and it was crap. So I'm a little bit reluctant to suggest this. However, from what I'm hearing about it, it sounds like it's pretty good. So this one is a lot more compact. It's nowhere near as long, or it doesn't go as far out back, and it's probably a little bit shorter in width because there's not so much like useless space in the front. But this one's also a better price when it's not on sale. So this one's $100 usually. I think the US 1200 is 120 or 30 or something. So yeah, these are the 2 ones I'd suggest you take a look at. Spend some time, research them. The Scarlett boxes are out there as well, but the thing is, like, for $100, if you get a Scarlett box, it's like this. 2i2. And I probably spelled that wrong. I think it's with 2 T's. I can't remember. But we'll see this here. Da-da-da-da-da. My computer's going agonizingly slow for whatever reason. Not quite sure why. Fortunately, the stream's not cutting out to my knowledge. So. And Brian, I believe. I'll get to your question in a second. Yeah, so like this is kind of stupid. The 2i2, which has it's got like 2 inputs, 2 outputs, I think. I don't think it has any other fancy dancy things. But yeah, this one's like $150. It does go on sale. I'm not gonna lie, it does go on sale. But like, I would almost venture to say that the audio quality you're getting from the Scarlett is gonna be as good as the Behringers and the Behringers probably gonna be better. That's just my thoughts here. Because for low end gear like this, usually they don't care much to make them super good quality. So like, I'm not going to say it's going to be bad quality. The Scarlett, if you have the Scarlett, it's perfectly fine. Trust me. But at the same time, it's like, this is supposed to be like for entry level home stuff. No one, like, the Focusrite does not expect like a really, really, really like big pro to use this. So they're not going to put in like super, super high quality components. But and the Behringer one is probably going to be on par with this in terms of quality. It might be a little bit better because Behringer is generally known for putting a lot more in than you'd usually get for your money. So whether that's features or quality, it kind of depends. But it's kind of a hit and miss. Some of their products are great, some of their products are crap. It's a bit of a gamble in that regard. But I think the 404 HD is pretty darn good. I'm not 100% sure. Anyway, enough of that. Whoa, that's not what I meant to hit. I didn't mean to hit quit. Well, there goes my chat. Give me a second here to pull that back up. Maybe it's kind of good that I quit that though, because freaking it's like going so slow. That's like frozen right now. There was another question. Oh yeah, what plugin was I using to shorten the kick? I am using Volume Shaper right now. There's an alternative, actually not an alternative. Probably just as much, if not more often used, is something called LFO Tool, and it lets you do the exact same thing. You could draw in curves, and you could like change the volume based on that. What I'm hoping for is I'm hoping to actually design a plugin that is similar to these and release it for free. However, if I do that, it's gonna be in like a year. So don't wait for that. But what I want to do is I want to like because it's so freaking simple. Like all this is here, it's just like it just changes the volume based on the curve that you've created. So what I would like to create a plugin that just basically like replicates that, but it's going to take time. So unfortunately, I think I lost all the chat because it might actually pull it back up because sometimes it saves it to my account so I could actually see the chat. But where's my live dashboard? Live streaming. Sorry about that, guys. It's been a while. Okay. Okay, here we go. So I still have it, looks like. Yeah. Okay. Actually, yeah. Kickstart. Do not buy Kickstart. Kickstart is very similar to this because Kickstart is a stripped down version of this. Kickstart is if you just have these presets, what can you do? Do not buy Kickstart. Just save the money and then get Volume Shaper instead if you like the look of it. Because yeah, Kickstart is just the presets. Volume Shaper is the presets, the exact same presets, and you could tweak them. So don't buy Kickstart. A little warning there. So, oh yeah. Well, like that's not what I meant though. Like with a repeat, like oh come on, that is not what no. Stop. Okay. Well, I don't want to just like loop it like that. What I want to do is I want to like have it repeat on a certain like, I think Ableton allows you to do it. Like you just select an interval, and you could just like have this repeat every quarter note. Yeah. See, it just like drops it next to it. It doesn't like do that space. So that's why I don't do that. But yeah, good thoughts there. Yes, that is like how you could repeat it. It's nice to know actually that you could, because it doesn't just repeat it, it duplicates it one slot over. So it's not actually the same as looping it, which is, I think that's just L. Yeah. Looping it just sends a loop. So okay. So that's pretty much all I have on those couple of things there. Yeah, okay. So let's see here. Now that's clipping, quite obviously. Has been a while since I've been in here. So one of the things I forgot is something I'm going to stick by because I kind of need it. I'm going to set this gain to like 8. So throw a gain on the master channel strip and then turn all these down. Yeah, I'll just turn them down. Actually, reset. We'll grab all these. Just turn them down like that. And what that does is it keeps things from clipping. So now I turned the reverb off of this one, so I'm gonna add reverb back on. Not 100% sure. Ooh, I actually just got an idea for another synthesizer I could run, but we'll do that in a second. So I'm not 100% sure what kind of reverb I want on this. I think I kind of want something short. Oh, it opens a sub menu for you? Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, I'll have to check that out, because if you could actually do that, that would be amazing. Repeat. Oh, repeat multiple. That's probably what it is. Number of copies, 1. Adjustment. Oh, there we go. Beat. Yeah, so then I could just go like this. Like 32. And I could have them as copies or aliases. Yeah, that's what we were looking for. There. Oh, that is cool. Now, it'd be nice if I could actually get the same thing. Like, so if I select all these, 1, 2, file, or no, it's edit, repeat multiple, and we want this to be 3. Actually, I bet you if I configure this once, I meant to do 2, but I bet you if I configure this once, then when I do this, oh, there we go. Yeah, it does do it. So I can just do this now. Now it quantizes it to, nope, wait. What? I don't know if it's on time now. I don't think it is, actually. That doesn't look on time. That's not on time. What happened? I guess when I repeat, yeah, when you repeat it, it's still. I was hoping when you like repeated it using that method, it wouldn't butt it up against the end. It'd actually like line it up at a quarter note. Oh well, yeah, good to know. Yeah, it'd be nice if I could like assign a shortcut to that. That'd be cool. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna dig through reverb options really quick, and then I'll get to your question. Is that Michelle or Michael? Mikhail. Sorry, not Michelle. I meant to say Mikhail or Michael. Of course, it's kind of hard because you can't like say, you can't like go back to me and go like, oh, it's Mikhail or Michael. I'll just go Michael. I'll go with Michael. That's a safe one. So I'll get to your question in a second. I'm sorry. The one pain of being a streamer is you have to pronounce a lot of stuff. And I suck at pronouncing stuff. Because, like, I'm not a reading guy at all. So that's a lot of reverb. So I kind of like that because it's like it sounds like at the end, when you get to one of the ends of these sections here, it cuts out really fast. So I'm not particularly fond of that, but I think I'll keep it anyway because I think when I fill out the rest of the track, it won't be that big of an issue because we'll have stuff behind it. So if you repeat it manually on time, it will be on time. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking would happen. Well, let's see if we can figure this out. So, 1 adjustment beat. Okay, and then if I go, does it do it this time? It's not happy with me. It's going to be too hard. Yeah, it's still not doing it. I give up. We'll just leave that be for now. I'll try to figure it out in my own time, so I'm not like burning your guys' time. Okay. So yeah, that's like I like the kind of tone it gives. Like in the background, it's like nice and bright. So I'll keep that for now. We'll see if we need to add extra reverb or not later. Okay, so you watched a lot of my series on mastering EDM up until episode 20. Do you have any tips on how to learn it, except for watching? Oh, okay. So one of the things that a lot of people like to do is a lot of people like to watch tutorials until they're good. The problem is that doesn't happen. You're going to learn the most by just getting into Logic. Like if you hopped into Logic after watching no tutorials and you just spent hours and hours and hours and hours and hours in it, like you spent like a whole month just doing it like 1 to 2 hours a day for a whole month, you would be so much better than someone who spent like 4 hours a day watching tutorials on YouTube, just because it's so different when you actually get in. Like your brain kind of flips a switch when you're in it, and suddenly you like everything that you watched kind of disappears to some degree. So yeah. Oh, do it on auto. Yeah, I'll try that later. Yeah, we'll see that if that works. So yeah, like going in and practicing is such a critical thing, and I didn't stress that enough in when I was doing my Logic series. In my FL series, I made a point to say, okay, like, you know, you might be wanting to just go on to the next video, but I strongly suggest at this point you stop, pull out, and start using FL, because that's where, like, you know, if I talk about these things, you're gonna forget some of them when you go on to the next video. You're gonna forget like how I describe something, and if you use it after you get shown how to use it, then it just sits so much better. So you're gonna learn a lot faster. So really, like, tips other than watching my videos is really start like trying to use it. Now, I'm not saying that there's no other videos you should watch. What I'm saying is like really get into it, because one of the things that you'll learn is you'll run into certain things while you're working. You'll be like, well, what's that? And then you'll look up a video on it. And that'll tell you about what you're trying to use right now. And that's another great way to learn. So that's one of the reasons I don't like have too many other videos to suggest for people just getting started, is just because, like, you know, most of my stuff is going to get you rolling. And then once you're rolling and you're really getting into Logic, then you'll learn other things that you want to learn, and you'll find those elsewhere on YouTube. So that's my suggestion there. But yeah, it's going to be a lot of practice, It's going to take a long time too. I think it took me like a year and a half before I was making stuff that I was like really proud of. But that's, you know, some people, they go a lot faster. Other people, they go a lot slower. It just depends, you know, how much time you invest, what techniques you're using to learn, and if they're the best techniques for you and things like that. So fun stuff there. Okay, so one of the things I want now is I want to create a new software instrument. We're going to do a rolling bass line. So what I want to do is I want to grab, I think I kind of want to get massive, because I feel the tone for massive will be the right pick right now. And that's like just kind of like a little bit of a tangent. AU instruments, and I'm like blanking out right now. It's image, not image line. Native instruments. There we go. Massive. Ugh. Why am I thinking so slow right now? It's been a while since I've been in Logic. I'll be honest. I probably spent like 30 minutes playing around in Logic before I actually started the stream. So I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty rusty. I can hear some stuff like with mixes a little bit better than I used to since I've been listening to other music. But yeah, that's beside the point. So what I want is I'm just gonna browse through some of this stuff. I want like kind of something. I'm not sure. We'll see. Actually, if I had this without any reverb and it was much shorter, and it actually had body, then I'd go for that. But that's too much to ask for that one without completely redesigning it, which I could do. But I'm more of looking for ideas right now. Oh, that's stupid reverb. I need to like change the default. Actually, we could do that. Yeah. So what we could do is we could actually change the default channel strip setting, which is what I'm probably going to do because I don't like how it throws reverb on there every time now. It kind of bugs me. This is one thing that like I don't really understand. Okay, so we have, it's like the, yeah, it's like the, if you lightly tap the key, it kind of, it has a longer tail. Excuse me. Okay, so what are we looking at here? This is a comb filter. Okay. We have noise. It's being modulated too. So, trying to figure out what each of these are mapped to, really. There we go. That's pretty good. Amp mod is 4. So then we want this, the level, the decay to be low. I think I trimmed down that attack, so it's a little bit too fast though. So we'll go back here, I think. There we go. That's got a nice pluck to it, and I need to completely get rid of all the release. I just realized that's my problem. Attack, release. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Just enough so it sounds natural, but I don't want that tail. Now what I could do is... There we go. Okay, so instead of going off of like whatever root note I'm on, I'm actually trying to like figure out what vibe do I want. So we noticed that this one here starts on an F sharp, which I could do on the on this as well. Like I could do F sharp, but I don't want to because it sounds too dark. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll this bass line instead on. There we go. So so that's gonna be what G sharp. Yeah, G sharp. Just want to double check. So we're gonna create. What I mean by rolling is it's gonna just go on 16th notes, and the way it's gonna work tonally is it's gonna sound very like. It's gonna kind of sound like an engine running almost. It's like. So that's what I mean when I say like a rolling bass line. So here we go. It's gonna be kind of like this. Okay, before I'm not gonna actually use the piano roll. I'm gonna use my synth this time, or not my synth, my keyboard. There we go. Okay, so I think we're going to bring it up to C sharp now for this next one. That's not C sharp. That's C sharp. And then I think what we'll do is we'll try both. I'm going to try to bring this back down. I think it's going to sound a little bit too dark by doing that, though. I'll try that. Okay, so that sounds too dark. That's not a good note choice there. Maybe bring it one down. And we need to change the length there. That's not quite sounding right. Yeah, and if I go too high there, it's going to be a problem. I could actually do this, though. If I start higher and then bring it back down, it might work. No, that's still too low. Yeah, and that just kind of like kills some of the vibe that I was going for. Kind of tough. That last note there. Yeah, that's not even in key. That might actually work. It might just not be sounding good with this synth. I'm gonna have to tweak the synth anyway. So you want to buy your first VST? What do I recommend? And Davichi Music is actually doing, like, he actually says something really great. Serum is a great option because if you buy it off Splice, you basically rent it until you've paid the price of Serum, and then you get Serum, and you don't have to pay anymore. So that is the best option if you don't have a lot of money to dump right off the bat, because, like, you know, sure, you're paying the exact same amount for Serum, but you have to pay it, like, the temporal amount is a lot less. So that's definitely a great option. Serum is a great synth. One of the things I like to suggest as well is SynthMaster. I've used it a lot. I'm actually not using it a lot right now in this particular project, but SynthMaster is usually it's like $60, and it's really good. So that one's an option as well. It used to be my #1 recommendation, but I think now that Serum has actually gotten to the point to where you could do like this this rent to own, I think is what he calls it, rent to own, then like it's kind of like it's a lot easier for people to pick up. So those are my suggestions. Other than that, plugins you should pick up. If you like distortion, cheap, great one is Sausage Fattener. It's like $30, and it does very unique distortion that's like really good for a lot of the rougher styles of electronic music. Other than that, Volume Shaper or LFO tool, take your pick. I just went with Volume Shaper because I got it like on sale with a student discount, so it ended up being like really cheap for me. But yeah, Volume Shaper or LFO tool, either is fine. They're kind of like it's almost at the point to where they're critical tools now, because sidechain compression just really doesn't compare to what those can do. Sidechain compression works, but it's not optimal because you can't like tailor it quite as easily, and it has a different tone as well. So that's kind of my thoughts on that one. Not seeing anything else in the chat, so I think I'm gonna go back to this. Oh, that's why. Well, no, that's bad anyway. That might actually work better. I'm still not happy with this. I might have to scrap it. Because that just sounds bad. Yeah, because that's like not a natural step. Like, that's the only one that sounds fine, but it's because it's the freaking same note that it starts with. Doesn't need to be a lower octave. Yeah, I was actually going to address that. Like, I could try pulling it down a lower octave. No, that just sounds nasty. But that's kind of what I was thinking. I was thinking I was going to have to, like, tailor some of this. Okay, what am I... You know, I'll just do this. This will be the smarter thing to do. So I'm going to duplicate this here. I actually didn't need to duplicate the whole chain. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to grab Serum for this one. Because I want... we're going to do this. Sub. We're going to go... Levels off. Octave. There we go. And then we just need to go to the envelope here and map that to the... Which one's mapped to the master volume? I keep on forgetting. Oh, it is mapped to the master volume. There we go. What I could do is I could actually bring in a little bit more of another one. I'd probably choose a square for this one. Analog. Yeah, no, square is going to have too much harmonics. Unless I filter it out, which I could do. Yeah, I'm just going to pass on that. Kind of sounds... I think that sounds good enough. then I'm gonna let this ring out just a little bit. Okay, so that sounds pretty good. I'm gonna stack these. Okay, so there's actually a button for that, or a shortcut for that. I should learn that. Also, what I should do is, in case I do use shortcuts, I should turn on this. Huh. Maybe that's why I stopped using it. I guess I'll have to figure out a different program for that. Correct. As a beginner, you really don't need things like serum. My suggestion is stick with alchemy. Let me create a new track, pop open alchemy, because it's very easy to not recognize how powerful alchemy is. Alchemy on the surface looks like this. And it looks pretty pathetic. Go into simple. Oh, it just closed the library. Well, that's even more helpful. And actually gets rid of some of the other things over here. So, like, okay, well, there are these things here. You could do some stuff with it. And then you go click on advanced. And that's where things get fun. This is what you're going to find in pretty much all the synthesizers you'll run into. You have global sources. You have these different oscillators for each of them. And then you could go with your modulation, and it's based on whatever you're selected. So things like that. You have morph here, which I think is for, this is for your, like, XY. It's modulate, a form modulation, but yeah, you could move this around, kind of like doing this. Same general idea. But yeah, it's really freaking powerful. So until you actually learn the entirety of alchemy, you really don't need another synthesizer. And actually not the entirety, but you need to just learn a lot of it. Like there's all these different tabs here, which it's not gonna let me pull open because you need to load something into them. But all these these different tabs here are different types of ways it can morph like sound waveforms that you put into it, or samples and things like that. So it's pretty intense. There's a lot to learn in it. So yeah, strong suggestion there. Learn alchemy, and then once you get to know alchemy really darn well is when you could probably start looking into other synthesizers. Usually, if you don't know what synthesizer you want and why you want it, then that's your answer. You don't need one. But yeah, there will be certain things you're going to pick out. Like you're going to hear a synthesizer somewhere and you'll be like, oh, what synthesizers was that? And then you're going to hear, oh, that was Silent. No wonder. And then when you'll start to be able to pick out things like why Silent is selected for things, then, you know, it's a lot easier to determine that it's time to buy a new one as well. So like, for instance, when I could go, okay, I know I want like this bass line here to have, you know, I could have just gone with any sub bass, but, the sub in Serum is actually pretty darn good. So I was just going for that one because I like the way that it sounds tonally. Now that could be like, it's easy to say, well, it's just a sine wave. Why go to something else? It has to do with the way the filters are actually laid out. Not the filters, but the envelopes are laid out. That's what makes this sound different than some other synthesizers. Also, it is like the way he coded this sub is actually different from the way he coded these. So a little bit more info there. But yeah, that's like you learn to pick out certain synthesizers for certain jobs. So, but for when you're just getting started, they're all going to basically be different layouts of the same thing. So, yeah. Yeah, I am back, Danny. Although we'll see how long I'm back. It kind of depends if my school schedule starts getting crazy. But yeah, like I'm back for now doing some fun stuff with you guys. So, hey, Maddie, welcome to the stream. I hope I said that right. Okay. Yeah, alchemy is one of the things that kind of makes it easier to see why it's so great is because it was actually made by a company called Camel Audio. And Apple bought them out and then took alchemy, completely redesigned it. I could actually show you what it looked like before. Yeah. Here we go. It's over here. This is what alchemy looked like before Apple redesigned it. Looked kind of like this. So it looked very different and very old. So the Apple redesigned it and kept the functionality, and now you have the alchemy inside here. So that's pretty darn good that they pulled that, and you can now use it in Logic. But at the same time, now other people can't use alchemy because, you know, if you don't have Logic, you don't have it at all. So, you know, give and you take. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. So that's that. Now, one of the things you probably noticed, it sounds like a horrendous mess. Part of the reason is because this is actually where you need to start doing some mixing. Primarily, it is time to do some side chaining because it's really hard to get a bass line to fit with a kick without side chaining. And then my kick sounds super soft, so I'm probably have to do something about that. So what I'm going to do with this here is it has quite a bit of tail. So I'm just going to pull this back. Yeah, I'm going to have to do this. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to fade this so it doesn't click when it's going out. Where's my fade? There we go. There we go. That looks about right. And because of the way things work, it only did it inside the region I had looped. So we'll actually we could do this. Edit. Repeat multiple. Auto. See if this will work. 2 more. Okay. Didn't really work, but whatever. Lock on the right spot? I think it did. Think so. No! Dang it, it didn't. Okay, well. Try 2. Ugh. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to do this the manual way because I've been doing it so much longer. It's faster. Grab. There we go. Okay. So now we have this. And it's super soft. Like, I liked it for the click that it had. Which I'm now noticing is a lot less click than I initially thought. So what we're going to have to do is... There's 2 things we could do. I'm going to try to use a transient shaping tool. But I'll probably just revert to a compressor because I don't have a good transient shaping tool. This is going to be auditory TS1. So we could do is this. Okay. So you notice that this is kind of like the expansion time that I'm looking for. I think that might be okay. I'm going to try a regular compressor. Yeah, I was trying to actually do that before, Danny. But the problem was I was like, it doesn't like, for me, it's not locking it on time correctly. Like if I do Command R, that time, yeah, no, it didn't work. See, if you look here, it doesn't actually line up with the beat. So that's the problem I've been having, and I'm trying to figure out how to fix it, but I don't know how to fix it. Now, if I go in manually and go like edit, repeat multiple, and then I just like change it from auto to beat, then it works. So, hey, Claus, welcome. Good to see you back. It's been a while. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to compress the high end now. See, like I'm going to actually do this. This is kind of fun. If you use auto gain, it's really It's really tough to get auto gain to work with something like this, but I'm going to try it. There we go. So the thing is now it's like clipping through the roof. So actually what I could do is I could do that. That doesn't sound as good though. Okay, so let's try this. Get it back to a reasonable level. Yeah, I'll just keep it at that. Okay, so so the auto gain here is kind of weird in how it behaves, but it's basically like an automatic gain compensation. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to work with sometimes. But what it's allowing us to do here is get a little bit more of a click easier. So if I go and I do this without auto gain, it sounds like this. So you see, we have that versus this. So it keeps the loudness a lot better. Now I could tell it is clipping, yes, but that's not a big deal. Yeah, that's so much better. Like, listen how it cuts through now. Like, you're not hearing the click so much, but what you are hearing is the fact that it can cut through now. So, yeah. I think... I don't know. I haven't seen him comment. He was here earlier, that's for sure. Okay. So, yeah, it's not so much that we're trying to get this to sound like it's, like, sharp. Because if I wanted to do that, I'd just turn off the distortion here and let it go through the roof. And then really pump it up, but I don't know. Maybe I could I'll boost it a little bit. And then what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna EQ out some of that there. Because we're getting a bit of phasing. And it sounds cleaner when I pull it out, so we'll just pull that out. And then finally, we need to trim the kick more. I was kind of figuring we'd need to. There we go. And you can see kind of like the original waveform is lighter gray, or not, actually it's darker gray technically, but it's less visible than the actual like trimmed version that we have. So we actually cut off, this kick goes to about the halfway point of a beat instead of going all the way almost to the end. So I think that's one of the things that Steve Duda suggested. He's like something around halfway there is where you should be ending. And I wasn't actually aiming for that when I was doing this, but that's just kind of how it ended out. So kind of neat there. Oh, you want a SoundCloud? Do I have a SoundCloud? I think I have a SoundCloud. Pretty sure he's messaging me some stuff. Okay. Also, be aware. If I get a hold of your SoundCloud, it's not safe. If like for example, like right now, frickin' I can't pull up my notifications. There we go. Like if somebody asks, "Hey, what's this guy's SoundCloud?" I'll just give it to them. And I can't get to my messages. Come on. Just because it's like if you want to be an artist, you need to not be shy. Ah, there we go. Now I can get to my messages. Hey. Hi, hot Sarah. Will you fulfill my desires? I forgot to delete that. There's like, I've been getting a lot of spam lately on SoundCloud. A lot more than I usually get, at least. Where's Farmer Chicken? Farmer Chicken. What? I'm not seeing him. Maybe he moved. Huh. Close. Okay. Guess I don't have him. It's kind of weird. I was like sure that. Equalizer, AMX, World Posing. Maybe he changed his name. So I can't find it. Oh wait, he did. Oh, okay. SoundCloud.com/farmer-chicken is it. He might have moved though, because his name is now SHWIRL instead of Farmer Chicken, so Schwirl, yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, see you, Danny. Thank you for hopping in. Yeah, so let me paste that. Yeah, that's Farmer Chicken. So, okay, let's hop back in here. Ugh, I'm probably gonna have to take a break relatively soon here because my voice is already starting to get a little rough. Okay, so what I'm gonna do for the baseline too is I'm gonna distort this because I want a little bit more roughness to it. I'm not liking that distortion. I'm gonna have to try something else. Let's try sausage fattener. Okay, so I think that's a decent balance we have there. But one of the things you probably notice is it still sounds like really pathetic. And the reason is because we don't have like some sort of like ambience body to it. So what we need is some sort of texture running in the background that'll give us a little bit more like space overall. Because right now it sounds pretty darn flat. I'm I'm trying to think of like something that I could run behind it. Okay, so I guess we could run a pad for now. Okay. I promise to stream 24/7 next week. No. Well, let's try this chord. Okay. Okay, I think I have an idea here. Okay, then we'll go. That was not the right button I was hitting. I was hitting tab. Let's try this for now. Sorry, it's hard for me to talk when I'm keying in notes because I really have to listen. Oh, that's the perfect chord to end it on. So we're gonna go. I think this will work. Okay, now I'm not liking the first chord. Yeah, like that last chord is perfect, but the first chord kind of ends up being a problem then. Ooh, wait. Okay, so what I need is I need a lower chord here. I'm gonna try to make up one without hitting stuff. We'll see what I can come up with. Okay, the problem with that one is I have... Yeah, there's an octave there, so that's not really... That sounds terrible. It's tough. Okay, so what I wanted to do is I want to try this. No, I like it better the other way. I think that'll work. I'm probably gonna have to redo the bass line, but I just found it exactly what I needed, and that was brilliant. Okay, so I may need to adjust some of the stuff now. Okay, so that's great. I'm going to undo this a little bit because what I want to do is I want to duplicate this here. So we have a backup in case we ever want to go back to that in some way. And we'll go here. And this just sounds amazing. And what I'm going to have to do also... Whoops, not what I wanted to hit. So I think this is the... Oh, that's beautiful. This is actually the default preset. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I just popped open Alchemy and I just started moving around the this here. So it's like right there. And oh my gosh, it just sounds amazing. So we're gonna stick with this for now, definitely. Okay, so... ooh, fortunate thing, I can do that. See if I could put this right on the right notes. That was not the right direction. Actually, you know what? Let's pull that up a little bit higher. And we'll bring that one down to... I need a bit more tone to this so I can actually hear what's going on. So I'm just going to add a square. Maybe I'll just put it back there. No, that sounds good. Duplicate that there. Okay, here we go. So it should sound like this. I think I like this. Okay. Okay, here's where I forgot how to EQ. So we're gonna go in. We're gonna do some EQing here. Kind of want to add another layer to this. So we'll duplicate this for now, and we're gonna add a silent instance here. Sorry for that being loud. Go back into this looped area. And that is how you add mids to a bass. So now we have some of that. I'm going to add a bit more tail to these as well. I wish I could change the slope of this, but I can't. Yeah, no. There we go, that might be a bit better. There's a sub. Let's just delete this one and find something that has like some good growl in it. Is there a reason you're working with a higher octave than is normal for a bass line? Oh, you mean like the high end of it? Like I have this sub. Like really there's not that much reason other than I don't want it to get muddy. I could like if I move this one down an octave, actually, there's an easy way to do this. If I go here, oh, this one actually, never mind. This one sounds horrible, an octave down. So it's kind of like not a good. Actually, maybe. Yeah, because I cut out most of it. It's kind of hard to hear, but, the main body sounds terrible an octave down, and right now it's like not even doing much anyway, other than being transients. I don't know if that's actually pulling through. But yeah, I'm not too worried about this one. And then this one right here, it does have like a high note, and that was just kind of something so I could hear to make sure it's the right pitch for when I was tuning the notes. But I ended up kind of keeping it in there, so I don't know. We'll see. That doesn't fit at all, which kind of makes sense. I'm not really finding anything I like. Grow tables. Yeah, no, those aren't going to be good at all. Architecture waveforms. Korg. Oh, these are massives. Let's try these. Yeah. I have not ever used Nexus. I have heard some stuff from it though. It's a great if you like sampler sort of sounds, then it's great for that. If you want like synth design, don't get it. I kind of I have something similar, like EXS is kind of similar but not really. I use Air by I can't remember who makes it. But it's called Air 2, I think, something like that. Expand. Anyway, that's the one that I have that's closest to that, and it's nice to have because then you get like these, I don't want to say weirder sounds, but it's like it's a unique library of sounds as opposed to just like being limited to saws and squares and triangles and whatever other waveforms you get your hands on. So it's great for sampled stuff. And I would suggest it if that's the sort of sounds you're looking for. But you'll want to know what it sounds like before you really go for it, so that you know that. So just look at I think there's a great video somewhere on YouTube that just it's a guy flipping through some of the presets. So yeah. No, Nexus is not free. Air is kind of free. It's like it was $1, and I think you could get Air 2 in some, like you could get it included with some hardware that you buy sometimes. So, Let me pull it up. Oh, it's Air Music Technology called Expand 2. That's what it was. Yeah, it's not Air 2. Oh, well, that's not a helpful video or helpful thing anyway. And 2. Yeah. I mean, I could just pull it open, but yeah. Expand Air. Or Air's Expand. Air Expand 2. That's what it is. So, and that's like $1, pretty much. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Expand is, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, one of the things, for those of you guys that don't know, whenever I'm streaming, there's about like, I think it's like a 12-second delay between when you guys are, when I like, yeah. So if I start talking, it's going to be 12 seconds before you guys get that. So that means sometimes it's hard for me to be on time with the comments. So like if someone says, yeah, I agree, then sometimes I think they're agreeing to something else I say. So it's kind of hard in that regard. So just keep that in mind. So like it's a little bit difficult for me to stay perfectly on time with those things. Are the EXS 24 samples any good if you want to incorporate orchestral and ethnic stuff into EDM? That's a tough one. Cause like it really depends. Like if you want just like these background strings, yes, they're good enough. However, if you want to actually like play strings and have like a strings melody, hell no, they're not good enough. They're really, really hard to have any fidelity with. You pretty much just need to have them like the EXS orchestral stuff. You have to play it how it was intended to be played. And that's like the legato stuff. You need to play only legato stuff. The staccato stuff, you need to play only staccato stuff. The pizzicato stuff, you need to play only pizzicato stuff. It is not flexible at all. So, yeah, it's pretty tough. But yeah, it's good. But like, if you're going to do orchestral stuff, unfortunately, you just have to buy Contact. Because Contact is like pretty much the only library that is well known for having like great orchestral stuff. So you don't have a lot of options there. Oh, that's one of the things I like to do. I forgot. There's this thing you could do. You get envelope 2. We're going to map this to the semitones. That sounds about right. And we're going to do this. Do it like that. Wait, is this the right way to do this? So, oh yeah, and then we just do this. No attack. Decay is going to be ridiculously fast. Okay, I'm going to have to, I can't do it this way. Remove all modulators. And I think I have to map it to the octave, actually. I don't know if this is going to work. Because it's much harder when you don't have the... Wait, would that... Oh, that might actually work. Remove all modulators. This might work here. So if we go... Okay, so this is tough because I don't know how to do this to this synth. But what you could do is you could modulate the pitch. So you got like this sort of roll to it. But I can't get it to work on this one. That's as close as we're going to get. So it sounds like that, but as you shorten it. And then if I bypass this, that doesn't really help because it's not the right pitch, but... I need to reset that. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. What genre? This is probably gonna be something kind of closer to future bass, I think. So I'm gonna pull this one like really far to the back for now. We're gonna add a second reverb on it. So the first reverb is just kind of add to add tone to it. The second reverb is gonna be to really push it back. So we'll do a medium hall, I think. Just tame some of that 700 hertz there. It's not quite as harsh, but it's still there. I'm going to tighten up this one as well. There we go. That sounded good. Okay. So, do we have any questions here? As I'm kind of rolling along here. Let's see. They could be about this or about anything else. Okay, how long have I made music? Let's see. I think it's something over 4 years now. I think that's about right. Yeah, it's probably exactly 4 years if you take out the breaks that I've had. So 4 years is about it. Okay. I'm gonna add some drums to this too. I just got an idea. Where's my big snares? Oh, wait. Ow, my ears. Come on. Let's try this. So I'm going to copy this one in here. And what we're going to do is we're going to reverse this. File. Reverse. Then we're going to zoom in here. line this up so that it's wrong button there, lined up right about there. Always the fun part, lining it up. Come on. Come on! And then we'll fade this in here. It'd be nice if that was a fade button right about now. There it is. Fade tool. Oh, I'm so rusty on Logic in general. We'll just fade it all the way in, pretty much. Ah, that's loud. Symbols, crashes. Oh. I'll try that. Ah, I keep on afraid to turn stuff down. It's been so long. I told you, it breaks all the production. Oh, that's actually a good one. I like that one. Zoom out here. Hi-hats open. And we'll do this one, and we're going to alternate them. But I'm actually going to remember to turn both of these down first. Gain. Negative. Yeah, we'll go 12, sure. And then what we're going to do is we're going to trim this. And then use our wonderful fade tool. That one's going to need to be quieter. And then we just need to alternate these here. Turn you down a little bit. As we get more of them, it'll be easier to tell when they're properly, the volume level is properly balanced, so it's at the right spot. Okay. Okay. We'll do a similar thing here. This one, we're actually going to make it easier. Drop it by -16 so we don't have to play with the volume so much. Move that over there. Yes, I did master Ice Blade by myself. That one was actually... that was one of the first masters I was actually happy with how it turned out, because before that I was like really having trouble with mastering so that it would end up like squishing my tracks and they'd sound softer instead of actually sounding like decent. So that was one of my first great masters. I think let me double check that, just make sure. What was before that? Yeah. Yeah, pretty much everything before that, whenever I went to master it, it was a bit of a problem. So Ice Blade was in a lot of ways like a really great track for me. So, okay. What was I trying? Try this. And then I'm going to zoom in here so I can see where this is lined up. Ooh, that might line up. If I could flex that a little bit, that'll probably line up perfectly. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try to monophonic. Sounds about right. And then we'll flex this. If it'll let me. There we go. So we're gonna drag this until that's right there. And we'll see how this goes. Let me save this. It's been a while. Right there. Okay, now what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to take the open one that we have here. That's pretty short, and I'm going to give it a little bit more space to breathe. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to alter it. Alternate it. Did I say alter it? I meant alternate it. There we go. That's good. I'm liking that. So it changes it from like this monotonous sort of thing to something that's got like a lot more creativity to it, a lot more flair. Then what I need to do is go here, over, so delete you, and you, and then get the shorter ones. Oops, not what I wanted. No, I'm hitting the wrong button. There we go. Shift, and then Control so I could duplicate. There we go. Okay, and it'll sound like this. And then what I'm going to try to do is I think I'm going to try to add a fill. So I'm going to grab some snares and yeah, I'm going to need like so I'm going to go to the producer spot. No, wait, yeah. This one, EDM drums. Okay, so we're going to try both of these. So we're going to add in this one. And then... Ta-da. And I need one with tail. Those all sound like super crushed. Oh wait, I could go for a clap instead, actually. Okay, and I'm going to time this a little bit backwards because I know that my last hit... My last hit needs to be about here. I'm going to have to actually line this up a little bit more. No, it might work. Might need to line up the middle a bit more towards this, so like kind of like that. We'll see. And then this one I want to reverse. This one I want to have here. This one I want to have here. I think. And then this one I want to have like right here-ish. Okay. Now I need to get these. Turn this down a lot. -12. No, we'll go -15. This one needs to go right here. That's pretty cool. That's a nice little fill. I think I could actually turn this one up though. Let's see. What do I have? Okay, so now these are, I could actually stack them. And we're going to try to work on them together because they have about the same tone. So I should be able to do about the same thing to them. So one of the things I definitely want to do is I definitely want to get a... oh, where is it? It's the... Oxford Vox and Go. There we go. Overtone GEQ. So we're going to use this to add some high end. So we're going to add a bit of high end there, and then we're just going to EQ the rest manually over here. So get rid of this kind of harsh area. And then we got like this big. I don't know, let's see how that sounds. It's going to be a little tough to EQ that one. Okay, here we go. There we go. I think that's about the right tone. I just needed to turn it down. There we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to warm this up a little bit with the Neve preamp. Where is it? Who's it by? Kush Audio. Yeah, there we go. Neve. And then we're going to warm that up. So to answer your question, Skylab, about Logic's piano, is it good enough? It's tough. No, he's talking about the built-in piano in EXS. So any dry piano you get is going to be a pain in the butt to work with. There are pre-processed pianos, and they sound a lot better. But once again, they kind of have to be keyed in carefully. Pianos are very difficult in general, but Logic's built-in pianos are actually pretty good. I can't remember. I vaguely remember, I talked about Logic and FL Studio and them being pretty close. Now, FL Studio's pianos are much more tunable, but I think Logic actually has better built-in pianos. It's a little hard for me to judge them because this like keyboard I have is just terrible. So like I can't actually try to play things naturally like I would on an actual piano and judge it based on that, because it's just like some of the keys are so botched up. They're like either really hard to press, or they'll register very differently from how hard you press them. So it's hard for me to really like judge the piano quality. But yeah, like raw pianos are just really hard to work with in general. If you get pre-processed pianos, they're a lot easier to work with. Like for example, if you went into Contact or Contact, beside the point, never mind, not Contact necessarily, but if you went into Nexus and Expand 2, like the processed pianos in those, also the processed pianos in Reason, but those are those are kind of like you have to use Reason, so not really like viable to grab that one. But yeah, those pianos that are already processed are a lot easier to work with. But you know, it kind of depends what you're going for. If you want to like completely tailor it yourself and you want raw pianos, yeah, the ones in Logic are pretty darn good. Pre-processed pianos, Nexus has some great ones. I think, let me pull this open. Okay, if I go to Lethal Audio, I think Lethal has some decent pianos. Yeah, these are like the, let me turn this down. These are like processed pianos, so these ones kind of sound bit crushed. Turn it down over here. Let me move this out of the way so I could play something. Yeah, so that one's okay. Let's see what other ones they have. Trance. I think they have some decent ones in here. Yeah, but they're all like really thin sounding. So if I go to EXS here, let's see, factory acoustic pianos. There we go. We'll just go with Steinway grand piano. I'm pretty sure this one's Steinway. That note does not work. I'm hitting it right now. It's not doing anything. Okay, there we go. So you can hear the low end on that is a lot better, but when it comes to like processing it, so like compressing it and then getting reverb on it, that sounds good. I like my trance preset. It was actually made for pianos. It's kind of like too long though. So it sounds okay. Now you do have a couple of options here that you could stick with. Let I don't remember. I think the Yamaha is brighter. Give it a minute. No, it's the darker one. Yeah. Yeah. This this MIDI keyboard stinks. It's so sad. This one's pretty good too. Why? I'm like hitting these notes. So they sound a lot more real than the other pianos in that one. And then I'll just hop over really quick to Air Music, expand. And then I know they have, oh, it's their library is elsewhere. Where's their library? Here we go. Acoustic pianos. So they have like a whole, but oh, that's right. I think they have some pretty darn good pianos here. It's like a nice bright piano. You could tell it's balanced a little bit to the right. What the heck? Oh, I reset it by doing that. Darn it. Edge piano. That's not a piano, but... yeah. So this one's like a lot warmer. Then we got like some other weird things that aren't completely pianos. Yeah. That sounds off. I don't know why. So you know, a lot of these aren't actually real pianos. I guess I forgot how to play that. So yeah, it's kind of tough, because you'll get like really weird things and you'll get some pretty good things. Natural piano and strings, soft grand piano, hard grand piano, some upright pianos. Yeah, for like house pianos, it's really hard. You have to do like a lot of processing for Logic's to get Logic's piano to sound like house pianos. I mean, I could give that a shot, just like kind of showing you guys how to do that, because it's really stinking hard. So we'll go with Steinway Grand Piano 2, see how that one sounds. Okay, so obviously we could just throw some reverb on there, and then it gets pretty nice pretty easily. One of the other things we could do is we could grab delay. Delay does a lot too. But the difficulty with this is you really have to be careful with the balance, because otherwise it sounds overpowering. Oh wait, I forgot how to play that. Oh, that's what it was. So that's pretty close already, just because we add a lot of reverb. And in case you're wondering, this is just like this preset's pretty, like you could see some stuff about it here. Like we just have a filter that kind of follows this curve. The volume goes like that. The length is pretty long. It's based off a synthesized IR instead of an IR sample. and just generally what we have down here. So density envelope as well as with those settings. So that's kind of what I'm using for this one reverb preset. One of the things you could do as well is you could run a compressor on top of it. On top of the reverb, yes. You could tell it already, like, it really affects the sound. That's one of the things that's done. And then the other thing is, I don't remember if you put the EQ first or last. Actually, we'll use this one here. You got a band passy. There we go. It's a little bit tough to get sounding good when you do this like sort of band pass sort of thing, but it can work. So that's kind of the idea there. That's like you're basically like ripping out all the low end, cutting out some of the high end, and then you boost the rest of the high end. And then that compressor really does a lot. It's gonna get you that glassy EDM sound, because it's kind of like it lets just the sharp part through, and then everything else is just kind of like squashed down. So that's generally how you do it. And same general idea when you're doing chords. It works about the same. So yeah. Hey, Henrique. Welcome, welcome, welcome. You weren't here earlier, were you? I don't think so. Yeah. Okay. So that's like that's pianos for you. I just realized this could be bad. Oh, good. Okay, I forgot if I was recording the stream or not. But I am, so that's good. But like that compression really does a lot. We're kind of like used to hearing compressed pianos. Yeah. So that's that. That is that. Huh, okay. Let's see here. What do we have? Let's see, what's the deal with my stereo? So that was one of the problems I was running into with this sound. I was like, I wasn't quite sure where to put it. It's because it was too stereo to have in front, but too bright to have in back. So we go. That's sounding nice. I like the tone of that. And then one of the things I wanted to do is add a hi-hat here on the 16th notes. I need like a very staccato one. It's very bright. Maybe. Ooh, actually, I kind of like this one. So we'll do here. So we're going to put this here. Here. Ooh, actually, I could do this now. Boom. Feels satisfying, to say the least. -12. It sounds like it's been dithered. Or not necessarily dithered, but like... sounds low quality. Well, I could probably stack these two and it'll sound great. Da 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 da. Bring me back. Da 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 da. Great. We'll actually just do this split. There we go. And then we'll loop this one as well. I'm gonna have to take this one and turn on the gain. -12. Huh. This one needs to go a lot lower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move these little guys over so they don't kick in until we get into the next section. There we go. That's sounding pretty good. I like where that's going. Huh. And I guess we'll just add a nice clap too. This one sounds good. The tone is perfect. It's a little bit too long. So we'll just trim the tail and it should be good. And so we don't blow out anybody's eardrums, I'll also do everyone the favor of turning this down. Negative. Probably needs to be like 18. I don't know. We'll see. Might need to be a little bit quieter. So we're gonna add a little bit of a fade there. Bring it up. Oh, now I could use this tool that I have. I just remembered I got this like really neat tool a while back. Grab that. Okay, so that's appropriate spacing. We can just duplicate this a whole bunch of times. Sweet. Okay. Un más. Okay. Okay, Now I get to use this really cool tool that I absolutely love. Actually, I'm going to put it one slot down. I got it for $10 when it was on sale. It is Plugin Alliance. I wish I had all these. They're all just, most of them are just trials. But the one I do have, where is it? Stereo Maker. Yeah. So this is beautiful. Watch what it does. Magical. It's like magical stream or magical stereo. How much longer am I streaming for? Oh, I'm probably gonna have to take off pretty soon. Because I've been streaming for a while. I think it's actually been like 3 hours now, which is usually what my streams kind of go for. So, I probably won't. I don't know. I might stream some Overwatch or CS:GO later today, just cause, then I could chillax a little bit. And yeah, I had that discussion at the beginning of the stream. So, oh, we could do a track critique. Yeah, I could actually do that. Let me save this up. Everybody, prep your tracks for a track critique and send them to me. You cannot send them in the chat. You have to send them to me either via SoundCloud or Facebook or Twitter, because unfortunately, YouTube automatically kills links in the chat. So, and I'm gonna keep that. Even if I could turn that off, I'm gonna keep that on because I don't want people spamming links. So, just send me your stuff through something else. I'm gonna just tweak this snare a little bit, and once I'm done, we'll go into that. So everyone, prep your tracks, have them ready, and I'll go into them as if you have to go early, then I'll try to get to yours first. Otherwise, it'll just be like whatever order they come in. Okay, that was weird. Okay. Let's see. I think that's pretty good for now. It's kind of like what I was aiming for. Like, for those of you that weren't there at the beginning of the stream, which I imagine is a lot of you guys, because these streams are long as heck. But I was talking about how I had forgotten for so long that you just, like, in order to enjoy yourself making music, you kind of need to make it, like, know what direction your track is going. And the number one way to know what direction your track is going is by having an idea of the image you want to create when you're getting started. And Hans Zimmer said the exact same thing. And that's kind of what made me remember. I've said it before on my channel, but I forgot it myself. So that's one of the things that I've kind of I've decided I want to commit to is I want to have like an idea of what I was going for beforehand. And this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted something that was like kind of like Future House, or future, kind of like Future Bass, where it's like that bright sort of happy style, but it wasn't like entirely like that. It was kind of more like, kind of like a calmer, bright style. And that's what, yeah. I do want to do a Future Bass, but, that's like, it's, oh man, so much of it is just subject to what my creativity is doing at the time. Because like, it's hard to commit to something and then like come back a couple episodes later and like have a really hard time pumping something out. But once again, that was partially because what I was doing before is I was just like, okay, I'm going to make a deep house track. I'm going to make a future house track. And then I try to use like a formula to create it. I keep on forgetting that it's all about the image, and I need to like think about what I'm doing. And like this is an example. Like I said, I want to get like a calm but happy sort of tone. And that's what this is. Like that, this synth right here is the calm. And then we get this quick bass. This is our, like, it's kind of a high bass note, which is interesting. But this is our bass, and it adds to the happiness because it's faster and it's a little bit high pitched for a bass. And then this is our main happiness. So really, it sounds a lot like really different from what I normally do. And that was kind of like deliberately. I'm like, you know what? Let's break the mold. Let's try something that's like back to what I used to do, where I was just trying to create a vibe and go off of it. And like, as I showed before, just watch the recording, the beginning of the recording. If you want to see it, the Seventh World, when I demoed that track and kind of showed it to you guys, I really explained what that track was about and why it was like, I was really feeling it when I was working on it, even though like I hadn't realized it completely yet. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split the track. We're going to do what we normally do. I'm going to cut the track or cut the video here. And we're going to wait like 5-10 minutes. YouTube will separate it, cut it off completely. It'll be its own separate video that'll go up on the page. I'll post it. It's actually set to private mode right now. So when I finish up the other stream, I'll post it and it'll be accessible. So you could go through, watch whatever bits of the thing or the whole thing. If you want to, just like the beginning is mostly just catching up on news in regards to me. So yeah, that's going to be there. But otherwise, yeah, we're going to split this. We could have the track critique in a different stream so that they're separate and people don't have to wade through the track critiques at the end. So that's the plan. I'll see you guys in a bit. So, if you want me to critique one of your tracks, put it somewhere easily accessible, upload it somewhere so that I could download it, and then prep the link so that I could easily pull it off when the time comes. So thank you guys for watching. For those of you that are watching the recording or are only sticking here for the stream and don't want to do track critiques. But anyway, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next time. Oh, it feels good to be back with you guys.